Okay, tell me what is the equation relating refractive index and velocity of light? Praveen. Refractive index and velocity of light. Relation involving refractive index and velocity of light.
Sir, n equals to V1 by V2.
Okay, n equal to V1 by V2. Okay, good. What is the meaning of absolute refractive index?
So, it is the refractive index of medium with respect to air.
Okay, if the first medium is air, then the velocity of light will be, we write it as first medium, it is air medium. Then V1 we write it as C and V2 we write it as V. So n is equal to C upon V. It is called absolute refractive index. So first medium is air, then the refractive index with respect to air we call it as absolute refractive index. Okay, yesterday there was a numerical regarding that. When light is traveling from air and goes inside water, what is the velocity of light in water? Refractive index of water with respect to air. Nachiketa Bhatnagar. Refractive index of water with respect to air.
4/3.
4/3. Okay, good. So, how to find out velocity of light in water? N equal to C upon V. So, V is equal to C divided by N. Value C, you should know it is 3 10 to the power 8. And refractive index of water. Refractive index of water is 4/3. You have to remember the value. So, it is 4/3. So, it is equal to 9 divided by 4 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Equal to 2.5 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Positive increasing. Okay. So next point is how we represent refractive index in terms of wavelength. In terms of wavelength. N equal to V1 by V2. During refraction, we know frequency remains constant. Why frequency remains constant during refraction? During refraction, we are saying that frequency remains constant. What is the explanation you can give for this? So, I think you are familiar with the resonance from class 11 mechanics, resonance, tonometer, resonant tube. In all the cases, when external frequency becomes equal to natural frequency of the oscillator, the amplitude of vibration is becoming maximum. That phenomenon we are saying that it is resonance. So here also, when light is reaching to any material medium, the atoms begins to oscillate. They are forced to oscillate. The atomic particles of the medium are forced to oscillate. It is a forced oscillation. Light is forcing the medium particle to vibrate. It's a forced vibration. And that begins to vibrate with the frequency of the light radiation. Okay. So the frequency of light radiation is equal to the frequency of vibration of the atomic particles. So the frequency of reflected light and refracted light, etc. remains constant. There will be no change. So this is an explanation for that, why frequency remains constant. It is because of forced oscillation. Light radiation is forcing to oscillate or vibrate the atomic particles of the medium. And if somebody is forcing, then the atom has to vibrate with the frequency of the external agency, that is light radiation. So the frequency of reflected and transmitted light remains same. So that is important point. When frequency is constant, we know velocity equation B equal to lambda. So velocity will change. First median velocity is v1. So frequency constant to v1. Divided by second frequency is here constant by lambda. Frequency cancel. We are getting another equation lambda 1 by lambda refractive index. So frequency remain constant. Next bond question is in the NCERT. So when light is traveling from air to glass or from air to water, okay, there is change in velocity. When it is going from air to water, there will be decrease. Air to glass, again there will be decrease. So the decrease in velocity when light is going from rarer medium to denser medium. So velocity is decreasing. Now the question is, the reduction of velocity, is there any change in the energy because of change in the velocity of light? I repeat the question. The light is going from rare to denser medium, of course there will be a change in velocity. So is there any change in the energy of light radiation? The question goes to Parth Sharma.
Sir, energy is independent of the speed of light, so there won't be any change in the energy, sir, because E equals to
What is the equation for calculating energy of light radiation?
sir, E equals to h nu.
Okay. So equation for energy calculation is equal to h nu. Is equal to h nu, and frequency remains constant. So of course there will be change in velocity. There will be change in velocity, but frequency remains constant. Nu is constant. Energy also will be a constant. One more question, important time. Next we have to see. So this was 1 mark board question that I am going to give now. Refractive index of glass with respect to air. All of you know it is 3/2. Or we say 1.5. Refractive index of water with respect to air. 4/3. Now next is, suppose light is traveling from water to glass. Okay, water to glass. So water is a rare medium, and glass is a denser medium. The light is coming from rarer to denser, bends toward the north. A normal at this point. Angle of incidence high, angle of refraction are less than it. So what is the refractive index of glass with respect to water? What is the refractive index of glass with respect to water? How you write this? Second medium, this is the first medium, this is second medium. Refractive index of second medium plus first one. But we know exactly the medium, so we write the name of the medium there. Refractive index of glass with respect to water. Refractive index of glass with respect to water. This is equal to refractive index of glass with respect to air divided by refractive index of water with respect to refractive index of first medium with respect to air divided by refractive index of second medium, that is water. That means first medium, that is water with respect to glass with respect to air divided by water with respect to. The values are counting. This is equal to 3/2 and this is 4/2 equal to 9/2. Refractive index of glass with respect to water, and this is very important part. This was 1 mark question. Of course, we use in the lens makers formula also. Now light can go from denser to rarer also. So how will you find out what is the refract when light is going from glass to water? So second option. So how will you write the refractive index? Glass to water. So glass to water means going from denser medium to rare medium, the refracted density to the normal. I want to find out. I think all of you are seeing this point.
Yes, sir.
So it is equal to 9 by 8. Equal to 9 by 8. Also remember this value. Okay. Next value you have to tell me. When light is going from glass to water, how you write that? Glass to water. When light is traveling from glass to water, what will happen to the angle of refraction? Will it be greater or smaller? What is the relation between angle of incidence and angle of refraction? Glass to water. Strands Vijay. Light is traveling from glass to water. What is the relation between what you can say about angle of refraction and angle of incidence?
Sir, angle of refraction will be greater than angle of incidence
Okay. Angle
because
of refraction, yeah,
rays
okay.
traveling.
Okay. So what is the first medium here? First medium is glass, second medium is water. So how will you write refractive index of second medium with respect to water? Like the refractive index of water with respect to glass. How will you write this? Water with respect to air divided by second is glass, glass with respect to air. Calculate refractive indexes with respect to water. With respect to air. So this is 4 by 3. This is divided by 3 by 2. So what is the value you are getting? Is equal to 8.9. What was the previous value? Water to glass. Refractive index of glass with respect to water. It was 9.8. Now refractive index of water with respect to glass is 8.9. You can see the reciprocal relation between them. Glass with respect to water is 9 upon 8. Water with respect to glass, it is 8.9. So you can make a reciprocal relation. If 1 to 2 you are getting, you can find out the refractive index from 2 to 1. So take the reciprocal value. That is what I want to write. Refractive index of water with respect to glass is the reciprocal refractive index of glass with respect. Once you calculate the value of glass with respect to water, usually density rare volume, we calculate this value. And if you substitute the value, this is already calculated. 1 upon glass with respect to water, what we are saying it is 9.5, that is equal to 8.5. So generally, what we are going to write is refractive index of first medium with respect to second can be calculated by 1 upon refractive index of second. If you know from refractive index of denser medium with respect to error, the reverse can be calculated by taking the reverse value. I think there is no problem in this. Okay, next point is we have to go for refraction through glass slab. So we have a transparent material. There are different type of transparent material we can design. Where the light goes from red denser and from denser to okay. So we can design different types of transparent medium. For example, you can cut glass slab like this glass transparent medium made of glass. You can make like this also. You can make transparent medium like this. You can make transparent medium like this. So these are all transparent medium you can cut suitably and can use for different purposes. I think all of you are familiar with the different kind of figures. This is a rectangular glass slab. The faces are parallel. Refraction will take place from these faces. From here, or from here and here, anywhere, two opposite sides. They are parallel. Refraction will take place at these two faces, they are parallel. And you see the lens. This is the lens. What you can say, refraction will take place first the surface and second the surface. What kind of surface is it? It is not a plane. What kind of surface it is? It's a spherical surface. It is a spherical surface, two spherical surface. Here also refraction will take place. One is rarer, denser, rarer. Concave lens. So here on again, the surfaces are spherical in shape. You see here the prism. Refraction will take place from here and here. These two fields are not parallel, but they are in line, just like a dot. They are kept at an angle A. So these are the different cases we are going to discuss the refraction. So the two refractions will be there. One is from rarer to denser and another from dense to rarer. So subset important first case that is glass slab. Okay, we'll see the glass slab diagram. You have to copy the diagram you want to make. And during the glass slab, what kind of, where will be the image formed, and we have to find out what is the lateral displacement. So this is your glass slab. I am taking the point P, draw normal to the point P. Normal to the point P. Light ray reaches at this point. Says incident ray IR makes an angle, say I1, angle of incidence. So this is a rare medium, air medium. This is the denser, the glass medium. The ray bends toward the normal. Ray bends toward the normal. Velocity decreases. Bends toward the normal and moves along the path here and reaches the point Q here on the other surface, other side. So this is your refracted ray. And at the point P, angle of refraction I am marking here. This is angle R1. And this angle of refraction at the point P. First face. Each of the point Q. Draw normal to the point Q. Draw normal to the point Q. Now the refraction is from denser to rarer medium. The light ray bends away from the normal. So this angle we can mark it as angle R2 mark this angle is R2 at the point Q, which acts as angle of incidence at the point Q. Angle of refraction bends. The light ray will go. This is emergent ray. And emergent ray makes an angle with the normal that is marked as I2. And you can check that angle I1 and angle I2 are equal. Angle of incidence equal to angle of emergence. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Why this is? Because opposite faces are parallel. Opposite face of glass slab are parallel. So angle of incidence is I1 is equal to I2. Sometimes this will write it as I is equal to E also. Angle of incidence you can mark I, angle of emergence you can mark I, different notation can be used. Now check this. So I think you must have performed this experiment in class. Suppose I am going to keep two pins here along this line, the incident ray line. Okay, you can see the images of the pin, not in the same line. We are given two pins here. So the initial direction of the two pins is like this. This is the initial direction. So you cannot see the image of the two pins in this line, but instead you can see the image of the pins on the side. You will see the images here. That means it is not in the initial direction of incident ray. We are not seeing any image there, but image will be shifted to the side. This shifting we call it as lateral displacement from each direction side. And this displacement is called lateral displacement. So what is lateral displacement? From here to here, this point I am marking as Q. From here to here. Okay, this perpendicular distance, this point I am marking as QR, and this QR is called lateral displacement. So from the initial direction of incident ray, okay, how far the image is formed? Laterally, lateral distance that you have to calculate. So from the initial direction, from here to this side we are getting, this side we are getting. You must have performed it. So we have to find out what is lateral displacement. That is the main point. So QR equal to QR. For this calculation, what all things are given to you? You are given the thickness of glass slab. See the thickness of the glass slab that is provided, that is given to you. Angle of incidence you can mark. There is no problem. So we are going to take a triangle. This is a point P, this is point Q, and this is point R. So we want to find out QR distance. So take the triangle PQR, and we want to get the side QR. So for that, sine of angle we are saying. So you are taking the triangle PQR. What is this angle? Can you see the diagram of it? What is this angle that I am marking here? Triangle PQR. Can anyone?
I1 minus R1.
Okay. This full angle is I1. Full angle is I1. And this much angle is R1. So this angle, remaining angle is triangle I1 is triangle R1. So this angle is I1 minus R1. Full angle is I1. So ये भी I1 है, but इतना angle इसमें कम करना है R1 angle. So it is I1 minus R1. Take sine I1 minus R1. Triangle PQR. Sine I1 minus R1. That is sine QR divided by 90 degree. So hypotenuse PQ is the length of refracted ray that we don't know. We have calculated the length of the ray. So QR we calculate. So QR is equation. QR is equal to PQ sine I1 minus R1. Equation number. Point number 1 is coming. Now point number 2. So we have to take one more triangle. That triangle is, for that I extend this normal touches this point here. S PSQ. Triangle is small, triangle is formed. So we extend that normal to P and P. The surface here at S. So triangle PSQ we are taking. Triangle PSQ. The angle here it is R1. So इसमें से we take cos R1 because the side is PS. That is the thickness of glass slab. That is 1 cube in advance T. So we take cos. Cos R1 is equal to side PS divided by its hypotenuse. Its hypotenuse will be equal to P. Because we don't know the value of PQ. PQ is equal to PS divided by cos R1. PS is same as the thickness. That is P divided by cos R1 equals number 2. Substitute this value in equation number 1. So we are getting QR, which is the lateral displacement. Equation number 1 becomes QR equal to, instead of PQ, put the value P divided by cos R1 into sin I1 minus R1. So this is the equation for lateral displacement. So from the initial direction of incident ray, the image has shifted to a distance QR, which is known as lateral displacement. Example is P2 or pins here. Its image can be seen here, not in the side. So how far? So that distance to be done. It depends upon what are the factors. It depends upon the thickness of the glass slab and angle of incidence. As angle of incidence, automatically R1 will depend upon what say right depends upon thickness and angle of incidence. So next important point. So what is the relation? What I'm saying between angle of incidence and angle of emergence? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Why? Because these two opposite rays are parallel. If this angle is 30 degree, this angle is also 30 degree. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. So, what is the angle between emergent ray and the direction of incident ray? This is incident ray extended. Emergent ray and this is the incident ray extended. So, what is the angle between emergent ray and incident ray extended? Afshan Sayed. In the case of glass slab, this is the emergent ray.
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
the ray that is extended from here. This is दोनों के बीच का angle क्या है?
Yes, sir. Please repeat, sir. Pardon. Sir, pardon, sir.
What is the angle between emergent ray and the direction of incident ray?
0.
0 degree. They are parallel, you can see that. So they are parallel. So what I'm going to see that they are parallel. Emergent ray is parallel to the direction of incident ray. So I am writing the point angular deviation in the glass slab is equal to 0. Incident ray parallel to emergent ray. Incident ray direction. Okay, incident ray direction parallel to emergent ray. So angular deviation is equal to glass slab. What is the angular deviation in the glass slab?
0.
0.
Okay, can you remember from the mirror what is the angular deviation for the reflected light in the case of a mirror?
182i.
Okay, 180 minus 2i. In this case, there is no deviation. Why? Emergent ray is parallel to the direction of incident ray. The angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. So we'll see different kinds of diagram. We'll see lens. We'll see. Again, there are two refractors, prior to tensor and tensor prior. We'll see prism also. In the prism also, there are two refractions. One is from prior to tensor and tensor to prior media. I think the time is over 8:20. Periods are of 30 minutes now. Okay, we'll continue the next class.
Thank you, sir.